Hello there, welcome back to the channel. Sol here, and today is Saturday, May 20th, and we have Dr. T Tropical Island Archipelago. And as you can see, I'm on my low level Boom Beach account. Actually not low level, it's actually medium high, I guess. It's an HQ level 17 account with a radar at 16 and a gunboat at level 17. Soon to be level 18. In terms of my boost, I'm not boosted. This is what I have. It's 36% plus damage, 43 of health, and 42 of GBE. That gives me a total of 63 starting GBE. And those are the level of the troops that I'm going to be using today, which is Rifleman, Zooka, and the medics with Everspark as my hero. I don't have any major plans. I mean, this is going to finish in about 2 hours. But after this, I'm hoping I'll be able to upgrade the radar. That way I'll be able to get Hammerman level 50, which is something I've been wanting to do since I finished with Gearhart's War Factory. That way I'm going to be able to make another video about taking down bus bases. Other than that, I think I'm going to leave this HQ at level 17. I'm not going to upgrade anything past HQ level 17. I'm just going to dedicate my time of defeating stuff with this account and then just upgrading defenses and offenses to max it to level HQ level 17, and that's it. I'm gonna just leave it there in order to be able to produce some content for you as the time goes on. That being said, let's go ahead and just take Dr. T out as quickly as we can. Where are you? Here we go. Oh, so I'm gonna go ahead and boost my resource reward. Not that I need the gold or the resources, but I'm thinking that in 2 hours I'll be able to insta finish this. It's not gonna be a lot of diamonds, and then start that upgrade. I'm gonna be needing what? I'm gonna be needing about 1 million of each resource, so it's gonna be a good idea to boost the resources now. Done. So let's go in. Perfect. So here we go. Just a machine gun and a shock launcher. There's several ways of doing this. If you just have riflemen, just land your riflemen and head and flare them directly to the shock launcher. Make sure that you shock if you can shock, and then just attack it directly. Or just if you have smokes, then you can smoke your troops in. Either way, it's gonna work. I'm gonna do it with Zookas, because why not? I'm gonna just smoke my Zookas in. 1, 2. There's no need of bringing anybody else. You're gonna see, you just place that flare right there, wait for that shock launcher to turn to you, and then bam, smoke them in. 1, 2, and 3. Remember, you get access to shocks early, so not shocking, it's there's no reason of why not doing it, right? So right now Zookas are gonna target whatever's closest. I'm gonna shock, and they're gonna spread their fire, and blam, down goes the machine gun, and down goes the shock launcher, and then they're gonna focus on the HQ, and this is gonna fall sooner rather than later. There we go. Stage 1 is down. Like I said, you could have done it. You could have done it any other way. You could have essentially flared directly to the machine gun. You know, land your riflemen, flare them right to the machine gun, wait for that shock launcher to turn around. At that point, you could have shocked, or you could have just sent some med kits to counteract the effect of the shocks and the machine guns, and that's it. It's pretty easy. This, you know, an HQ level 6, 7, you know, is going to be able to take it out really, really easily. Now we're at stage number 2. Things are looking a little bit more complicated, but in reality it's not. You have 2 machine guns that have no range, and when I mean no range, it's like 0 range on your troops. So this other machine gun will not have any other range. So you can either land your rifleman here on the bottom and attack, then flare to the corner and attack here, and that's gonna be good. Or you can smoke them up if you have smokes. I'm gonna do it with rifleman this time instead of smoking my Zookas, and I'm just gonna show you what I mean. So you know, I'm gonna just land 1 boat of riflemen. So there we go. You can use a med kit to counteract the effect of the machine gun, so that you know you don't lose riflemen there. Then what you're gonna do is gonna flare to the other corner. You know, you want to target that sniper tower as quickly as you can. There we go. So that's going to go down. Then at that point, then you can just go ahead and flirt to the corner, shock. If you're gonna have access to shock, target the sniper tower. And that's that, guys. You are already, at this point, we already have it. You can use your GBE to destroy some of the containers if you want to accelerate the time. Remember, every structure that you destroy takes about, takes some percentage of the HQ. So, right, so off the bat, the HQ, 70% of the health of the HQ is tied to the structures that are on the map. So what you take is 70% of the health of the HQ, and that you divide it by the total number of structures, and that's going to give you the amount of health that you decrease of the HQ per structure destroyed. I know it sounds complicated, but just 70% of the health of the HQ divided by the total number of structures, and then that's it. That's going to be the HP decrease of the HQ per unit destroyed. That's essentially what it boils down to. When they're losing one rifleman, I did not see when that happened, but it is what it is. So now here we're at stage number 2. Things start getting a little bit harder, but it's not that bad. So let's see. So we have a rocket launcher. At this point, if you made it here, you probably have enough GBE to take down one of the rocket launchers, and I strongly encourage you to do that. And in the process of doing that, make sure you take down the mortar. The mortar has a little bit less health than the rocket launcher. So if you place those mortar shots in between the two units, you're going to be able to destroy them together. And that way, what you can do is then you can approach, you can land here on the right side of the beach. Approach here, take these two containers. The rocket launcher is going to fire at you. But it really doesn't matter. And then one shock right smack in the center in between this masterpiece of health and the mortar. That's going to shock all three guys, and you're going to be able to destroy all those really, really quickly. Now, if you have Sergeant Brick, this is going to be a good way of using her, because Sergeant Brick, you can use the iron wheel, and that's going to decrease the amount of damage that you take, and that's going to help you a lot. Oh, we can upgrade our Everspark. That's awesome. Perfect. So, in any case, let's go ahead and switch to our Sergeant Brick. What happened? Oh, yeah. Switch to Captain Brick and then select the iron wheel. And let's do, what I was mentioning about. Now, I do have a lot of GBE, right? So, it's going to take me a lot less GBE. Well, I'm going to try to compensate that by not using a lot of shocks. So, just one artillery right in the middle. There you secure the fact that you're going to be able to do damage to both. It's gonna, for you guys, it's gonna take you probably one barrage and 3 artillery shots to destroy these guys. Don't be discouraged. It is what it is. And then at that point, like I said, just land your troops. Now let's go 1, 2, and then just 2, and then here the rest. Land Sergeant Brick. You guys are gonna get hit, so that that's not the big issue. Just let them get hit. You're gonna lose a few. But don't despair. Don't become frustrated. Don't freak out if that happens. I mean, it's part of the deal. At that point, then flare to the middle. Once the mortar fires, activate the iron wheel. That way, you reduce the damage and you maximize the amount of time. And then here you can then either shock, which is a pretty good idea in my opinion. And then what you can do is then just flare to the blind spot. By flaring to the blind spot, the rocket launcher is not going to be able to hit you anymore. Activate battle orders if you want. Not battle orders, iron wheel. I did not reflare because there was a boom mine, and because boom mines do not have a lot of splash damage. But if you have more than a couple of troops in that same grid square, they're all gonna perish. And my troops are all clustered up there, and I didn't want to lose any more troops that was really necessary. So that is what, stage number 4? Let me reload. I don't know, that was stage number 3. So let's take a look at stage number 4. See what we got. So we have one rocket launcher. We have a machine gun and a shock launcher. So this looks pretty similar to last week, to be honest. Is this the same? I think it is. So these mortars have a lot of health. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to load Captain Everspark now. Stage 4, usually if you make it to here and you want to defeat it, you probably have access to Everspark. So I'm going to assume you do. And I'm going to use the critter swarm in this stage. I'm not going to worry about reloading my troops. I'm just going to go ahead and do it. Alright, so let's see how we're going to do this. What I'm thinking I'm going to do is I'm going to land all my troops here in front of that machine gun. We have to worry about that mortar, though. That mortar is going to be pesky, pesky, pesky. I'm going to smoke. I'm going to smoke them here. I'm going to destroy that machine gun. And then make it up all the way to the top. I'm thinking that's going to be the best way. Because the other way would be essentially to go here on the front. One shock is going to take care of all this. I can ignore the machine gun and then just go straight up. The only problem is that then I have to worry about the two mortars on the top. So, yeah, let's go ahead. I'm going to dump some GBE here on the top. You see that mortar, I landed it on the corner where the HQ and the mortars meet. That way I can do damage to both of them at the same time. Alright, so that being done, that mortar is resilient, I guess. Boom, so down it goes down. I don't know what I'm going to do. Alright, so let's just do it the way I was thinking about it. So I'm going to land my Zookas first, and I'm going to land them here in the corner. 1, 2, smoke them in, and then land everybody else. You know, if the riflemen get hit by the mortar, it's not going to be a big problem. You see, I landed that. That's hopefully going to distract the mortar, and yes, it did. Perfect. Shock. Let me counteract. I just need that mortar gone. There we go. Let's just flare to the back. And just when they're about to make it, that's when I then shock. That way I maximize the amount of time my troops are covered by the shock. Perfect. So I'm going to flare back. Oh no, battery's low. Oh, I lost a lot of riflemen there. Come on, come on, come on, medics. Keep them alive. Stop slacking off. Alright, I need to connect my tank because it's going to die soon. Here we go, here we go. In 1 second. Alright, so I should be connected now. Power should be on and the lagging should be to a minimum now. Okay, let me rotate my device. You'll probably see that rotation. Hopefully it's not going to mess up the video or anything like that. So I ended up losing 13 riflemen. It's not a horrible loss. It's within the normal ranges. And you're going to see usually those 13 riflemen are lost evenly across the board. It's pretty rare that you lose more than, I want to say, more than 70% on one single boat. Unless the casualties were taken when you were landing, right? When you're landing, yes, you can have the most of the casualties on a single boat. But when you're attacking and spreading out, the casualties are usually spread evenly between boats. But I think that even though we have that many casualties, we can still keep going. I don't think it's going to be a big hamper unless we have a map like this. All right, so let's figure out what we're going to do here because this is looking crispy. So our medics are able to do 21 heals per second, and we have 8 of them, right? So that's what, 100 and... 2 times 860, and then you have 8, so 168. Now, in reality, it seems like tests have shown that the medics actually are healing at 4 less heals per second. So that means that our guys are healing at 17. And now I'm going to put my calculator because I'm not going to do that math on my head. So 17 times that is 136 heals per second. So we can deal with, this is going to be 40 plus 40, 80. Plus another 40 is going to be 120. So we can deal with up to 3 rocket launchers if nothing else is hitting our guys. Ideally, right? And that's ideally. Other than that, it's going to be just too hard. We don't have anything else that's really major with the exception of this shock launchers, right? That shock launcher is going to prove really, really problematic. And we have 3 of those shock launchers in this map right now. Now, a single shock will cover all of these 3 guys. So we're going to be good on that sense. Now we need to get rid of at least two of these units, either the rocket launcher in the beach so that we can land safely, and then one of the shock launchers. And then at that point, then we can just shock and destroy this with the regular troops. What I'm thinking is I can load Everspark. With the remote control ability, and then that way I can save some GBE. I think it's gonna be a little bit less expensive if I smoke her in and then do the regular attack. But let's figure it out. So this guy has what? This guy has 9,000 HP points, give or take 1,000, and this guy has 13,000 HP points of health. So that's a pretty penny in terms of the amount. But yeah, let's go ahead and try it. I'm gonna do a quick practice attack, see what happens. So I'm gonna land Everspark. I'm gonna put it right here. Hopefully she will target whatever's closest to her, which is gonna be the rocket launcher. And then we can smoke her in. Perfect. We can then hack. Use this. Hopefully she's not gonna step out of the smoke. Yeah, she does not. And then after that, we can just recall her in. You know, we can use some medics to keep her alive, and then at that point, you see, I'm pretty sure I can keep her alive at this point. And now it's just a matter of landing the rest of my troops and then doing my regular attack. So I think this is gonna be pretty because you see, I ended up with 39 GBE, and not even on my wildest dream. That's 23 GBE to get rid of essentially 20,000 or 23,000 HP points of health. So it's definitely a lot less expensive. Because with my current troop loadout and the level of my barrage, which by the way is at, where are we at? So we have a artillery at level 17, and then our rocket launcher or barrage is at level 11. So with that and the 62 GBE, we can do 31,000 HP points of damage. In order to do that, you see, I will need to do what? 13 plus 11, that's gonna be like 25. So it's gonna take me 2 barrages and about 3 artillery shots to do that amount of damage, and I'm gonna end up with only 22 GBE at the end. So it's not gonna be worth it. Let's see. I think with the troops that we have right now, we can go ahead and attempt this stage, and I'm gonna do exactly the same thing I did. I'm gonna do exactly the same thing I just did, so I pray that it works. So I'm gonna land Everspark right here. I'm gonna wait, activate my remote control ability, smoke her in, target again, target the shock launcher. And when I said target, I said what I said about what I meant was to target the I'm gonna smoke her in. Let's land the medics, let's land everybody else in this corner. Right now this is working perfectly, guys. This is working perfectly. I know it's looking a little bit nasty, but it's gonna work, I promise you. So I'm gonna flare them here to the top, and I'm just gonna smoke them in. Hopefully those riflemen are not gonna go too far ahead. Come on, expire. There we go. So now we chock, and now we just burn through this. I'm gonna lose some riflemen right there. I'm not gonna worry too much about that. Actually, no, I am gonna worry. Cannot afford to lose. I need to heal right now. Alright, so right now it's looking stable. So I'm gonna go ahead and target the HQ. I'm gonna have everybody on the HQ because it's looking stable, but I might be wrong. You know what? It's not looking stable, but I don't have any more GBE, so at this point it's just a matter of destroying the HQ before the shock launcher finishes us off. But it seems that we're going to be able to finish it. I think I should have destroyed the sniper towers a little bit more. But that's it, guys. We defeated Dr. T, stage number 5, using Rifleman Zooka and medics with Everspark using the remote control ability. I don't know. Maybe with heavies, it would have the same thing that we just did right now. Maybe with heavies, but having those max level sniper towers meant that those heavies would have died even quicker. So I don't know. We just did it with this. We took massive losses. The reload time is not going to be horrible because because we didn't lose all of our Zookas, but it's still going to be a pretty significant amount of reload. On the flip side, we got a lot of resources. We're talking about 23 minutes to reload everybody, or at least 19 to get all the riflemen in. So I think it was a win. And defeating stage 5 is no single, it's not an easy feat, especially at Dr. T Tropical Island. I think Dr. T Tropical Island is a lot harder than the other bases, mainly because the jump and the difficulty between 4 and 5 is a lot more evident down on Dr. T Volcano Island, and especially because of the size and the sheer number of defenses, you have very little room for error and very little room for maneuvering. So let's take a look at stage number 6. Usually this is a cutoff for this account. Let's see what we got. So we again had a lot of it seems that the rocket launchers are the theme for today. However, we have 2 rocket launchers here and a shock launcher back there and another one up here. So of all of them, if I bring Zookas, only this rocket launcher is going to be able to hit me, and this shock launcher, if I'm able to clear all these 3 guys in once, I would be in a good position. I could bring Zookas, heavy Zooka too. However, I have to make sure that I clear at least these 2 cannons, because otherwise I'm going to be in trouble. Now, the amount of damage that these guys are putting out per second is what, 44 damage per second. So I cannot take on my medics. My heavies cannot, not my medics. My riflemen are going to die for sure. Or if I can keep them alive for a little bit, it would be nice. So I think what I'm going to end up doing is going to be, I need to get rid of that shock for sure. I need to get rid of that shock. The problem is my riflemen are going to be in the front line, right? And my medics are going to be also on the, trying to heal the riflemen in the front. Once my riflemen perish, then it's going to be all the medics are going to be in the front. And then that's what these guys are going to target. It's not going to be the rifleman anymore. So it's looking a little bit dicey. And the amount of health, I'm going to try it anyways. I mean, I don't have anything to lose. I have a lot of coin.